The goal I'm working for in this particular stitching project is I want my bands to line up like this. I want these tip beads to line up in the center of those two iris patina delicas sitting above each pyramid. And if you'll notice that I have a pretty decent alignment, because I'm going to use those two delicas above each little pyramid to stitch in to connect this center beadwork when I finish this project. So we're looking good. Let's go ahead and show you one more time. We're going to pick up our tile bead. I'm going to go back to red this time. And we're going to pick up the two super duos and let it all fall down. We are just going to come right back through the tile bead and our other green bead here that we're using to connect our beadwork. Pull that in. Come down one bead, one hole. Go up through two super duo holes to the right. And then come up through this tile bead here. Pull it nice and snug and come up through your super duo, just like that. We're going to put that first super duo in place. So we're going to pick one up, then after we check the holes, drop it down. Come through the opposite side, the opposite bead, back down through. Make sure you don't skip a hole. Back down through the tile bead and two green super duos here on the base. Pull it all the way through. Come back up two holes to the right. And you can also, if you can get through everything, that's great. I actually made it through my tile bead, this super duo, and that super duo. So here we go. Now everything looks really nice and shaped. Picking up one super duo, we are dropping it down. This one looks a little pale compared to my other ones. I'm going to pick a different one. Pick up one and drop it down. Flip that hole kind of upwards, like that, and stitch back through in the opposite direction through the open hole. Pull your thread through. Grab another bead and double check. Make sure your holes are open. And come through the top hole of the next bead. We are going to sew back up two holes to the left. Now we're going to pull nice and snug. We're going to sew down two holes to the right, excuse me, to the left, two holes to the left, one hole to the left, up, just like that. Making sure we don't get our thread hung on our existing beadwork. We're going to pick up two beads this time. We are going to come back through the open hole of the last super duo we picked up. And we're going to come through this left-hand side hole of the bead right here. Pull it all in. And now we have 1, 2, 3 of our diamonds. We are going to come through the next hole on the super duo below. We're going to come back up 2 beads to the left. Come through the very next bead on the left, just like that. I'm going to pick up 1 bead, checking the holes. I am going to turn that hole up, the open hole, and come back through it in the opposite direction. I'm going to pick up a super duo and come through this next bead right there. I'm exiting this bead here on the right. I'm going to come up 2 holes to the left. I am going to sew down 2 holes to the left. I am going to sew up 2 holes to the left. I'm going to take my time. If I can't get through both holes, I'll just go one at a time. Yeah, I finally got through 2. 2 to the left. I'm going to pick up 1 bead, drop it down. I'm going to position the open hole to the right, and I'm going to come through that hole and the bead below that corresponds. And I'm going to pull. I need to get over to this bead here, so I'm going to come on down through the next 1 bead down, straight below where I'm exiting. I'm going to sew up 2 to the left on the diagonal, just like that. I'm going to sew down 2 to the left on that diagonal. And up 1 to the right. Now I can pick up 2. Drop them down. I'm going to come through my open hole and sew into this bead. Actually, no, I'm sewing into this bead, sorry. So I'm going to pull all of that in. Snug it nice and secure. I'm going to go ahead and pass through the next bead right there on the right hand side. I'm going to come up through all 3 of these beads to the left. Now I'm really going to secure that. I'm going to come down 2 to the right. I'm going to go up 2 to the right. I'm going to come down 2 to the right. And I'm going to go up 2 to the right. Careful with your needle. Don't scratch the finish of your beads. So now I can add those last 2 seed beads. Or, excuse me, super duos. So I'm going to check the holes on 1. I'm going to pick it up and drop it down. Sew it in. Just like that. Now I could just come right up 1 to the left. pick up my last one. Position it, and sew down the other side. Plus a few. So for my bracelet, I'm going to pick up a tile. I'm not going to show you guys how to do these anymore. You can go off and do them on your own. But I'm going to make my next tile out of these beautiful little metallic, transparent, greenish beads. They match my delicate beads, have that hint of blue here and there. So I'm going to make my center unit out of those ones. This, like I said, they all come out of that Poppy Fields blend. If you're interested in using the same colors that I'm using, I'll have all of this, of course, in the description. If you're having trouble doing it this way, you can just go ahead and go over to check out on the blog and create the units without these two last diamond sections here, and tie them off separately, lay them to the side, and then just string them through, putting the tile beads in place as you work along. Either way, I'm going to finish mine up. I'm going to come back and end the video, and we'll make a separate video that puts everything together. Okay, so I finished up adding all of my diamond shapes. When I got to the end of my last one, I simply sewed just a tile bead onto the end, and you just put it on, sew back down through, come back up through and reinforce, and then we will add the other one on the opposite end in the next video. What we're going to do in the next video is we are going to stitch down into one of our point beads here, and we're going to connect down one side of the band. We will come back up, add our tile bead on this end, so to this point, and then we will stitch down and connect our tip beads on this side. Okay, so that's it for today. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you head over to the AlluringBeadBoutique.com and check out my blog over there. Subscribe to my newsletter. Click to follow my blog. And I'll see you guys next time here on the Alluring Bead Boutique. Thank you and have a good day.